I'm Ben Freund. I'm the owner, manager of Freund's Farm Inc. I farm with my brother, niece, and nephew in East Canaan, Connecticut. We milk about 300 cows in a robotic milking system.
My name is Amanda Freund, and we're here at my family's dairy farm, Freund's Farm, where I'm third generation. I have to be doing something that I'm passionate about and that I can be proud of and that I feel is a contribution to society. I think that what we do here is providing a nutrient-rich, critical source of protein and calcium to people of all economic and social backgrounds. And that, for me, is a really, really big deal.
Humane care is absolutely important because you don't get anything out of a cow unless you treat her like she's queen, and she deserves that. It's a very, very important aspect to what we have as cow care, because nothing else will happen without it. We were basically in a situation where everything had been fully depreciated at least 3 times, worn out completely, and ready to probably either wind it down in 2 or 3 years or think about how we're going to keep this thing active going into the future. Robots seem to be a very natural fit for that mindset. Coming into a new barn and robots, when you start from the ground up, makes it somewhat easier on the planning process and as you design your barn around the robots. Kind of the timing was there and the technology seemed to favor in our size operation heading to a place where actually you could take the best care of the cows, and I thought the robotic milkers lent us that ability. Plus, the background in all this is that do we want to keep a thriving economic unit into the future, or do we want to wind it down? So we made the decision we'd like to give it a shot at keeping this farm viable. We work with a lot of people from Cargill. The nice thing about Cargill is they do have teams within their teams. And not only the relationship we have with Ed, but the relationships that he has that he brings here. I talked about it when we were talking about designing the barn. All those aspects are important, and having kind of a lens to those other resources is really important. One of the nicest things about the robotic milkers is I think it really enhances the value of our employees, because you get so much more information about the cow. You have kind of a freer, more open schedule in which to address the issues with the cows, and you're getting good information on a real-time basis, and I think you can just allow the farm smarter. Because I thought that there were going to be fewer workers on the farm. They're not fewer, but they're worth more, and a lot of that comes back to how many pounds of milk is that worker now responsible for. So you have an employee that instead of pushing the feed might be taking a class in artificial insemination and doing a great job of breeding the cows, or an employee that would take the time to figure out that we might better off do our hoof trimming ourselves in a more timely and less stressful way for the cows.
Nutrition is absolutely a cornerstone of everything that we're able to hopefully accomplish here, and that has become incredibly acutely evident as we moved from a conventional milking parlor into a robot dairy barn.
And this is over time from...
I think our relationship with our nutritionist has gotten much closer in the past 3 years because we are relying on finding that balance of grain at the robot versus grain in the partial mixed ration.
So the challenges that specifically that we've had where we've counted on Ed and Cargill to help us out are trying to figure out this feeding strategies. Kind of the best business relationships are trusted relationships. Otherwise, basically you don't have a relationship. And the question is, do we see Ed as an artist? And if you see him as anything less than an artist, you're missing his value. I'm talking about his ability to kind of create a landscape that we can operate in. So yes, it's not black and white. It's a very colorful picture, and it's something that if we don't see it or appreciate it, like I said, and you're gonna miss the bottom line eventually. Growing up, I always dreamed, I never had any other dream actually than being here. My ambition is not really to move to Florida. I like to get up, I like to smell and be with the farm, be around productive people. It's just a really satisfying place to be.